guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Pop Lee, and I'm heading to Telford Comic Con. It is very early in the morning, like 7:10, probably leaving out slightly too early. The excitement has dulled slightly due to the cancellations of so many guests, but we're going to have a go. Mara's with me in tow. She probably won't be on camera at any point, will you, Mara?
No.
Oh, she speaks on camera, at least that's something. We'll take you along, see what's what, and hopefully pick up some goods anyway. So let's crack on.
West Coast here. Holiday road, holiday road, holiday road, holiday road. West Coast here. Holiday road, holiday road, holiday road, holiday road, holiday road.
So it is the day after the con. I'm not going to lie, I was knackered last night. I couldn't film anything by the time I got home. But my lasting memory will be a really good day. First time I've been to a con with my daughter. She really enjoyed it. Spent a lot of time as well with Rich, Big Inzy. Check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description. And it was good. There's always going to be that bit that's going to be niggly hanging over about the amount of guests that did drop out at the last minute. I mean, I was lucky. I did keep an eye on the socials. I seen a lot of the guests that had dropped out. So I kind of knew going in what to expect, whereas there was some people in the queue, bless them, who were there to meet guests and they didn't realise that these guests weren't even attending. But that is all I shall touch on that. Let's focus on the good stuff and show you some of the pickups I did today. So obviously it wouldn't be me without picking up at least one Funko Pop. This one, Mr. DNA, quite on a big Jurassic Park kick at the moment. This one was half price. It was down to £10 from a site called The Film Cell. They had a stall there. They have got the exclusive Aragorn from Lord of the Rings, which was tempting, but I'm one of each character from Lord of the Rings, so I didn't bother with that. But that was really cool. That was £10. The only pop I picked up. Pops galore. There seems to be, I don't know if Funko are having a death, but there seems to be stall after stall after stall with pops, and it wasn't as busy as these kind of stalls used to be. Guest-wise, I had some really good interactions. One not as good, unfortunately. Another addition to my Star Wars poster. I finally have managed to get Femi Taylor on here, who plays Ula. I was meant to see Femi at Echo Base Live. I wasn't well. I was meant to see her at Collectomania. That got cancelled, but I finally managed to add her. That was the last thing I did at the con, to be fair. She was lovely. I asked if I could take a picture of her son, just for continuity for myself, and she was more than happy to just actually sit there and pose. So she was really, really nice. Another autograph I picked up was Paul Freeman, who plays Rene Belloc in Raiders of the Last Ark. Slight disappointment with this one, I'm not going to lie to you. I did ask if he put his favourite quote, something I stole from another YouTuber, and he was like, oh, quotes are extra, and turned out it was £10. So when I said no to that, I felt like I almost lost him. He then didn't speak to me for the rest of the time. When he finished signing, he just turned and started talking to someone. No, bye, good luck, anything like that. And I literally just looked and just said, oh, okay, thank you, and walked away. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It might have been a long weekend, but from a personal experience, it's not really the kind of thing that I was hoping for at the end, to just walk away and not even get spoken to. But there you go, that was that. I did go into the artist alley. And there's an artist who I've always been a fan of called Paul Shipper, does a lot of the covers for Empire, and I got one of his postcards and he actually signed it and wrote a little quote from Robocop as well. I believe that this is from his the Steelbook release of Robocop. I'm not sure if it's an anniversary edition or not, but really cool guy. Had some lovely art in front of him. Unfortunately, I haven't got massive amounts of room to have stuff all over my walls, or I would have probably bought this in a bigger form, but really nice, and I think that yellow really, really pops. And I didn't manage to get Warwick Davis, who was an autograph I was meant to be trying to pick up for a friend. And this is probably one of the other downsides I'd say from the con. There was no real times on any of the guests, so I turned up at early bird 10 a.m, went straight to Warwick Davis to be told that he was running late, wouldn't be there till 11. And then by the time I got back there at 11, the queue was slightly larger than I wanted to do because I was going to a talk at 12, which was Anthony Daniels, which was decent. I'll touch on that in a second. Went back after the talk, got about 4 people from the front to be told he was going for photos, to come back 45 minutes later. Went back later, he was eating his lunch. I was going to go to another talk. Okay, fair play, I was busy as well. I said, what time is he back? And he said, oh, he's actually going to start signing again at 2. So I thought, right, I'll go to the talk and I'll go afterwards and I shall stay and I shall finish. And I went back at 2:45 and they were packed up, he was done. So that was a real disappointment. But I will say, and I'm not going to include the clip in the video, when he was off to do the photos, his daughter was there, Annabelle Davis. My youngest is a big fan of the programme, The Dumping Ground, and I just mentioned this to her and I said, is there any chance you could do a video message for her, because my youngest isn't going to be coming cons anytime soon. She was adorable. She took my phone off me. She did a video message that was a good minute long with questions from my daughter. Honestly, I got some major dad points when I got home. My daughter was so happy with that, so that was really, really nice. A really nice experience. I can't speak highly enough of her. Talk wise, Anthony Daniels, always engaging, just did his own thing out in the crowd. I have seen him before at NEC and he did a very similar kind of thing there, but really good, really engaging the crowd. And Giancarlo Esposito, a nice talk. I would have preferred it, if I'm going to be blunt, if it was more focused on some of the things he'd been in. It was very much, he was talking motivationally, which was really nice, really positive. I don't want to be negative about him. Really cool, but I would have loved to hear a little bit more about filming Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Mandalorian. He touched very briefly on the Mandalorian at the end, about how he first got the role, but I'd have loved to hear a little bit more about that. But he was very, very passionate about what he was doing and he was very engaging and the time did fly. And my big highlight of the day, my final pickup, which you would have seen me getting in the video, is this awesome autograph of Lord Denethor from Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Such an amazing man, such a kind man. He had a big queue, but it seemed like nothing was too much. I asked him if he could sign The Rule of Gondor Is Mine, which you might be able to see on the autograph there. Not only did he sign it, he then quoted the line for me. As he was signing it, I asked him about whose idea it was to have the awful eating scene with the food dripping down his chin. And he was very excited to get into talking about that, about how he was eating raspberries at lunch and it was coming down his chin. And he felt quite embarrassed trying to pull it out of his teeth. And Peter Jackson seeing it, said, that's what I want, do that, do that, do that. He was just lovely, couldn't have been nicer. And from what I've seen, a couple of times I've seen him during the day, he seemed to be giving everyone as much time as they wanted with him. A perfect experience for me. I probably would say he's gone down now as my favourite Comic-Con guest to meet, and I have met a few. He was just lovely. Cosplayers, amazing. Hopefully you've seen that in the photos. I would have loved to take more photos of those. I have got some photos with my daughter. She's banned me from putting them in the video. She has snuck in a couple of times. But yeah, they were lovely. Anyone you wanted photos with, they were more than happy to stop. My favourite had to go down to be Art the Clown. He was walking around with a bag over his shoulder when he did the lean on me. Yeah, very creepy. I only watched Terrifier 2 recently. And yeah, that's about it. So my lasting impression would be, loved it, had a really good day. Would go to Wales Comic Con again. Wouldn't pre-book any guests again. And yeah, just go and enjoy. And Sundays seem to be, it's the first time I've been to a con on a Sunday, seems to be a lot quieter. So if you're into kind of a little bit more slower pace, maybe Sundays might be for you. Waffled enough. Thank you for watching if you're still watching at this point. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that kind of stuff. Hopefully I'll get some more content out soon, we shall see. Until then, look after yourself and bye for now, bye.
Holiday road.